Guys, welcome back to another video on the Football Technician. As you guys know, my name is Zach. I just want to thank you guys all for watching my videos, liking and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do subscribe and click the little bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. You don't want to miss a video, trust me. We're back from the international break, and what a break it's been. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to coming back to some Premier League football, some really good games coming up, FPL, and we've also got the Manchester Derby this weekend, so I'm just looking forward to getting back to watching some proper football. Come on United! Also, today's a very special day. Why is it a special day? Well guys, today it happens to be my birthday.
It's your birthday, go mad if you want to. Do a Maz if you want to. Back to Yaka Malibu if you want to. Do a Maz if you want to.
As it's my birthday, as I said before, we're gonna go a bit wild. And by that I mean we are wildcarding. I'm wildcarding this week, and I'll tell you why. There's some players that have been really disappointing at the start, especially during the last two games. It's really been very poor, some players not performing, and there's some players that I made a mistake with not bringing in. It's time to bring them in now. So without further ado, this is what I'm going to spend my next 100 million on. First off, we're going to start with the goalkeepers, and the goalkeeper that I've got in goal is David Raya from Arsenal, who's got Nottingham Forest at home in the first game. And obviously the Nottingham Forest at home is not a bad fixture, but they have got some difficult fixtures like Man City, Newcastle. But I do think you kind of have to be planning on for the future, for when you're really going to want these players. And I do think from game week 7 onwards, you're really going to be wanting to bring in Arsenal defenders and Arsenal attackers. So I think it's good to start early. And to be honest, if anyone's going to get a clean sheet against Man City and Newcastle, it's going to be Arsenal, because they are the best defence in the league. My backup goalkeeper on the bench is Martin Dubravka. He's been in my team since the start. He's just a good 4 million goalkeeper that starts, who probably will never start, but just on the bench at least if my starting goalkeeper doesn't start. And at least I get someone playing off the bench. Boom. Let's move on to my defenders. Starting off is Milos Kerkez from Liverpool, who's got Burnley away in the first game. And Liverpool, the next 3 weeks, they do look clean sheet worthy. Burnley away, Everton at home, Crystal Palace away. And obviously some people will go different. They'll go with maybe Van Dijk or maybe Frimpong. But I do think Kerkez is someone different, and he does offer some attacking threat. So that's why I've gone with him. Alright, next up we have a double Arsenal defence. We've got Urian Timber, who's got Nottingham Forest at home. Again, I do think it's essential for the future to have double Arsenal defence or double Arsenal attack. But I've gone with double Arsenal defence, and I do think that a clean sheet is worthy against Forest at home. So the final defender I'll be fielding is Crystal Palace centre-back Chris Richards, who's got Sunderland at home. And Crystal Palace have been very good defensively. They've got clean sheets in games where I haven't expected them to get clean sheets, and they've got clean sheets and defended well. So I'm hoping now they're in my team, they can give me some clean sheets, and hopefully they can do that against Sunderland. So now my two benches are looking like Ezri Konsa from Aston Villa. Obviously Aston Villa haven't had the best start to the season in the attacking front and defensive, but Konsa has got some good fixtures coming up, like Burnley at home, Fulham at home, which are decent fixtures. So hopefully he can get clean sheets in those games when we'll have to bench people like Chris Richards in some games. Konsa's only 4.5, so he's not really stretching my budget too much. My other bencher is Mickey van der Ven, who's got West Ham away, which to be honest isn't actually a bad fixture, even though West Ham beat Nottingham Forest 3-0 in the first 2 games. They weren't too great, but Spurs weren't too good against Bournemouth either, and I do feel like the defenders I have starting have better fixtures than Van der Ven. But he's 4.5 again, he's only 4.5 million, and he's not an expensive buy. Alright, bring on the midfielders. So now my first midfielder I've got is the most expensive midfielder in the game, Mohamed Salah, coming in at 14.5 million. He's got Burnley away, Everton at home, Palace away. I've moved on from Erling Haaland now, and I've moved to Mohamed Salah, who for the next 3 weeks has the best fixtures. Haaland will be back soon, don't worry, but for now we're going with Salah. He's the best captain this week fixture wise. So he hasn't had the best start to the season, but hopefully now he can start getting the goals. Now we move on to my next midfielder, who is a Liverpool midfielder, Florian Wirtz. I slaughtered this guy so many times in the first 3 weeks of the season. But obviously Liverpool have signed Alexander Isak. If you're looking at consistency, I do think Isak will come into the team. I think if Ekitike was the starting striker, he would have 100% been in. I would have had a double Liverpool attack of Salah and Ekitike. But I think just to be safe, I don't see Wirtz getting dropped from the number 10 position. So hopefully he can kick on the season against Burnley. Semenyo, I'm bringing him in. He's been really good the first 3 weeks. Scored 2 goals against Liverpool. Got an assist in the second game against Wolves. Blanked against Spurs, but had good opportunities. He should have really got a return in that game. He's got Brighton at home, which is an okay fixture, but the fixtures for the next couple of weeks are very good, including teams like Leeds in the build up to it. So I do think Semenyo is in good form as well, and hopefully now he's in my team, he can start producing the points he was producing before. Now, my fourth midfielder is Mohamed Kudus, who in the last 2 games has really been disappointing. But he's got West Ham away against his former club as well, so it will be a difficult game for him in that sense. But hopefully he can get me some goals and assists in that game, as it's West Ham away. West Ham have been really poor at the start of this season, getting their first win before the international break, but I am hoping that Kudus can really perform. And now we move on to the final midfielder, who is Tijani Reinders. He has disappointed in the last 2 games very much, but he is 5.7 million. He's not going to get you returns every week, but he is going to start in midfield, and he can get forward sometimes, so hopefully he can do something against Manchester United at home for me. So the 2 strikers I've got starting this week is João Pedro, who I have had to bring in because he's been so good the last 2 weeks. Was disappointing against Palace, but then ended up getting 1 goal and 2 assists against West Ham, and ended up getting a goal and 3 bonus points against Fulham. He's been so good, and the fixtures coming up, he's got Brentford away, Man United away, Brighton at home. Those are some good fixtures that João Pedro can hopefully return in and keep up his good form. And now we move on to my final forward, who I've got Jean-Philippe Mateta, who's got Sunderland at home. He's got a really good fixture this week, and he's got a really good fixture next week against West Ham away. So I'm hoping that Mateta can get me some goals. He scored a penalty against Aston Villa, so he is in some sort of form, and Palace are playing really well. Despite them having Wharton and Sarr injured, I do think Palace will beat Sunderland comfortably, and hopefully Mateta will be involved in those goals. My forward sub is Wolves striker Jørgen Strand Larsen, who is flagged for an injury. I do think he'll be back for Leeds at home. He's got Newcastle away this week, but the fixtures after that are quite good, where in that run he's got Leeds, Sunderland and Burnley during that period. So I do want to go for him and target those fixtures, and he is a differential as well. He's quite different, no one really has him in their team, so I'm hoping that he can repay that faith and get me some goals. All in all, I spent a total of 99 million, leaving me with 1 million to spare for future game weeks where I might want to target bringing back Haaland. So that is why I've left 1 million to spend. You don't have to copy me, you don't have to activate your wildcard. If you're happy with how your team is, you'll feel free to keep it the same. But for me, the last 2 weeks have shown me that I have had to wildcard and bring in certain key players. Sometimes you just gotta count your losses. But yeah, nice quick short one from me today, guys. As always, comment and let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and I'm out.